Hello everyone! So I will be talking about our project Pothosis, which was heavily inspired by the plants pothos. The reasoning behind this project was I unfortunately did lose one of my plants when I moved back to Los Angeles, and I would ideally love to prevent my plants from dying in the future. Thankfully, I had a partner, Charles, who made the whole process a lot more enjoyable and easier to go through. And with that all being said, I will now be talking about the project itself. So here I have an Arduino connected to a soil moisture sensor. This little device returns values corresponding to the percentage of the soil moisture. Since it's currently not in the soil, it does not return positive values. Next, we have a water pump that is connected to the Raspberry Pi. This pump here is completely immersible, meaning that it can be placed in water. And lastly, we have a DHT11 that is also connected to the Raspberry Pi, and this little device here returns values for the humidity and the temperature of the room. And with all that being said, the entire purpose of this project was to essentially check the levels of moisture and water the plant based on a threshold, and it's working for the most part. Unfortunately, we did not realize that the GPIOs on the Raspberry Pi would not be strong enough to power a water pump. Some solutions we found online included having an independent power supply for the water pump itself that would then be turned on and off by the GPIOs. However, by the time we realized this, it was a little too late given our time constraint. However, we do wish to show you that this device does indeed work when it is powered by 3.3 voltage from the Raspberry Pi. Thankfully, our other gadgets were in perfect working condition, which allowed us to work with the data returned in order to display it on a web page. So here my soil moisture sensor will no longer be returning negative values. It does have a little bit of a hiccup because of the way that I implemented the Python code. However, soon enough, it'll start returning positive values. And here we have a web page in which the temperature, humidity, and of course the percentage of moisture within the soil is returned. Now these values are updated in real time. And for demonstration purposes, I will be covering up the DHT11, which will adjust the values for the humidity in the room. And of course, I have the Python script running alongside the web page just to show that the updated values are indeed accessed by the web page and displayed. And this page is currently running on the Pi itself, but any computer within the same network of the Pi can easily access the page created by the Pi simply by going to the IP address. This page has been programmed in a way that it refreshes every 5 seconds in order to kind of access the files in which the data is stored. So just in case there have been changes in the past few seconds, it'll update the page. We do have a list of future implementations we'd love to carry out. However, this is what we currently have, and I believe it is a really good base to start off on.